update shader parameters, set scalar parameter value, day weight, and let's grab our day weight variable here and set it. Alright, compile and save that, and we should be compute time of day. We'll have, set our day weight to 1 right here. Come on, I totally hooked that up. Alright, for night, we're going to want to set the day weight to 0. Alright, setting sun. Let's see, we're gonna do something else for setting of the sun. But let's see, when should we actually turn off the light? So the stars are coming out right during this, and the celestial glow is going down, so yeah, we should actually do it inside of here. So this should start at 1 and end at 0. This one should just set it to 0. This one should set it to 0. No, I should set it to, yeah, it should set it to 0. Because the moon is rising. Alright, setting, the moon is setting. We should have, if the star brightness is still set, so we should still have this set as that. And the star brightness interpolates down here, so again, set this day weight. And we should lerp from 0 to 1. Alright, so this should be a lot more realistic. That transition is really damn fast. That's because I didn't set the day weight. Don't forget to hook up your actual lerp values when you lerp. Otherwise, nothing happens. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the what it looks like. Is that a dead pixel on my screen? Ah, man, hate those. Yeah, so there's a day-night cycle with all that sort of stuff. Of course, we don't really have sunset doing super awesome sunsetty things, or sunrise doing super awesome sunrisey things. Like that. Let's just make sure that nothing crazy happens. Interesting that when I jump here, the sun appears to rise in the sky because the mountains move. Let's see if I can do something about that. It doesn't look like really anything. Looks fine. Alright. So what else should we look at here? I mean, this kind of effect that we have on the sun and moon is probably not really that great, but because there really should be like a lens flare effect around the camera, stuff like that. But I think this is cool. All right. I'm gonna open up Spacescapes and take a look at what Adam had sent me earlier. He sent me a cube map generator thing that he said looked better. So I'm gonna take a look at what he's got. Which is really simple. Like, this is completely, utterly simple skybox. Not much to it. Let's just make sure night clear base, that spectral hue, blah blah blah. I guess the sky at night in Brackenwood is very, very blue. So we're going to export this as a 1024 skybox. We'll see how it looks. And if you're using Spacescapes, which is what, it's a free program for creating night skyboxes. It's got a few things. If you export as this, like its Unreal export doesn't actually work. Export as source or as ogre, and it'll actually work inside of Unreal. And I don't know why that is. My guess is at one point Unreal had a flipped or otherwise different setup, and that changed at some point. I mean, those things don't happen, like, it's a free program, so, you know, it did what it can. Alright, so it was source, Brackenwood Sky. So we'll go ahead and import this Brackenwood Sky real quick. It takes a little while to import skyboxes, even small res ones, because, I don't know, Unreal has to do like some texture transcoding stuff, and I've noticed it's just always slow. So here's our sky. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna double check what our we set this to HDR texture as opposed to the default. So let's see, HDR, and we'll transcode it all over again. So there we go. We'll save that. Yeah, if you import it as like the normal imports, like this is what happens with the normal stuff. And as you can see, like this tile map on the left here is like swapped with this tile map, or I mean this one is swapped with this one, or whatever. You know, it's just wrong. You know, when it should look like that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we want the test skybox to use a different cube map. So we got the sky cube map here. We want it to use the Brackenwood Sky. Doesn't really look like, I mean, it looks more like the this thing. Doesn't really look like night though, at least not to my untrained eyes. It looks a little bit too, it doesn't look dark enough, you know? I think it needs to be blue, but this is like a darker blue than that like tealish sort of thing. So let's see. We can go into Spacescapes and change the background mask. Nice one is overlapping stars a nice point, but in the mask steps instead of black, use R0 inner color, outer color. Oh no, I screwed it up. Reload. There's no undo. Alright, so the inner color, I just want to make this darker. Let's just make it a lot darker. Yeah, like that. And we'll try this over again. This thing is regenerating the cube map all over again every single time I change folder directories. Let's just... I've broken Spacescapes. I broke it by trying to change directories. That's just something to know. Don't... Spacescapes is just bad at changing directories. Don't do it. Alright, so let's re-import this thing. Ah, sorry. Keep smacking the mic because I'm just a person. What? No progress bar? Alright, the star brightness needs to go down. And we need differently colored stars, I think. Like, this is our star field right here. But I wonder if I can get a better star field. Let's see what we can do. I want number of billboards. Let's say 1,000. So we have tons of them. Billboard size. And let's change this mask test to black. And I'll just like take a screenshot of this, because this star field that this guy made is just, it's just a 512 by 512 texture, so we should be able to make something kind of like that. So if I just do this and resize it to like 1024 by 1024, I mean, we can just kind of see. Just do our test stars. looks like the small point stars actually look a lot better than the billboard stars. So if we just regenerate this, but we take out the billboards, maybe do it this way, it might actually look better. So we'll try it. We'll try re-importing that. What are those things that are there like that? Are those clouds? No, that's the cube map. Alright, so the cube map looks like crap. Like, ugh, no good. So we shouldn't do stars in the cube map whatsoever. Like, for the cube map, we should just turn off all of this. And we should just have this basic blob thing. That's what it looks like. And let's see if we can actually copy some of these. $31, $61, $130. And outer color, what do we want here? 0, 26, 38. Well, it still seems like it should be darker to me. So why don't we just drop it down? Ah. Yeah. There's a lot to mess around with in Spacescapes. I don't know. Maybe this will be just fun. Why don't we try exporting this? And we don't need it to be super precise either. Like, this thing can obviously just be a piece of garbage, because we're not really doing much with it. In fact, maybe just using a color would be better than using a cube map for this thing. You know? Because it's not really worth a whole hell of a lot at the moment. If we're not able to actually put anything in it, like no stars or anything, then like, what the fuck are we doing? There's no point to having much in Spacescapes or anything else like that if, like, literally the whole thing just it doesn't look good because you can't get a high enough res. So I'll try re-importing that, because these little dots are just making it look ugly as all hell. Yeah, let's try just using a color, because I'm not impressed. Alright, let's re-import those test stars with the kind of the larger stars. Yeah, so that's fine. It's like the clouds are slowly moving. Because they're halfway, because they're able to scroll just a little bit. Alright, so let's try to match it a little bit better with the color there. This color picker, no, we want it totally towards the blue outside. This color picker is not very good. Oh, that looks much better. Yeah, that looks much more like what he was throwing out there with this. Though it definitely seems like a lens flare effect on this texture is in order. So this texture, instead of having this like weird rotation, needs to rotate based on, you know, the time of day as opposed to something else. Because if we basically just turned it off, it might, you know, look better. It's still not dark enough. Ugh. Stupid night sky. Alright, that looks fine. It's a blood moon. Cute. Looks like the whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it might be that we just want lens flare effects on and God ray sorts of stuff to actually do the spectral halo around that. That seems like probably the better idea. Because just, you know, it just seems like a better idea, just in general. Alright, well I think I'm pretty much done for today here. How long have we been working? Almost 9 hours? Yeah, I think we're finished. So I think I'm going to be pretty much done, and next time we'll be continuing on this. I mean, the sky sphere stuff is, you know, we're learning quite a bit, and we got actually a whole heck of a lot done here. We actually made, you know, our whole day-night cycle, you know, skybox, sky sphere thing, got our clouds, got all that actually on there, rigged it up properly. And what we're learning is also that, like, you know what we really need? We really need to throw a light onto that thing so that we can get, you know, the God rays coming off of the correct things with the occlusion on it, and then it'll look really good. You know, the background for spacescapes and all that stuff, the cube map is just garbage. Doesn't work. Not fun at all. So don't try. And that little guy, don't worry about that little guy. Alright, so anyway, thanks for joining me, and hopefully everybody has a good day and all that. I'm going to save all these things. So thanks for joining me, and I'm going to sign off here, so have a good one.